a direct draw shake machine, fully assembled and ready for the day's business. In this program, we'll be dealing with normal operation of the machine during business hours. We'll also show you how to sanitize the syrup system. This is a job that must be done twice each week before the machine is assembled in the morning. Let's start with daily operations. To draw a finished shake, pull the handle completely forward and move the cup in a circular motion. Close the draw valve when the shake is approximately 1/4 of an inch from the cap seat. Scrape the remaining mix from the draw valve nozzle, cap, and serve the finished shake. Here's another point. When drawing a shake, always be sure the draw valve handle is pulled all the way forward. If it isn't, the valve won't be fully open, and only part of the mix being pumped into the freezing chamber will be dispensed. It's also important that you only draw one shake from the same freezing chamber at any one time. This helps ensure a top quality shake. Two things you'll need to be aware of during a day of operation are the add mix and mix out lights directly above the rocker switches. When the add mix light is on, it means the mix reservoir has a low supply of mix, and more should be added as soon as possible. When the mix out light is on, the machine will automatically shut off, and it will have to be filled immediately, or you're out of business. Just a note here, if the mix level indicator assembly is not plugged in properly, the machine will not operate, so make sure it's in place. When you're refilling the mix reservoir, open the cabinet door. Put the funnel in place and fill the reservoir to approximately 3 inches from the top. If you're using the rerun from the cooler, always mix it with fresh mix before pouring it into the reservoir. Use 60% fresh mix to 40% rerun. Periodically, you should spot check finished shakes for weight. Finished weight should be 10 3/4 ounces, plus or minus 1/4 of an ounce. Shakes should also be spot checked for proper thickness and taste. After the dinner rush each evening, you'll want to let the supply of mix run low, so you won't need to store a large quantity overnight. Since this reservoir holds about 16 gallons of mix, removing and storing a full supply would be a big job. This completes your instructions for daily operations. Now, let's talk for a minute about cleanliness. It's an important word at McDonald's. It's part of our credo. QSC. Quality, service, and cleanliness. But when we talk about operating our shake machine, the word cleanliness takes on a whole new importance. And that's for one reason: bacteria. Unclean equipment can contaminate your shakes with bacteria by the millions, and that's dangerous. It can produce sour shakes and the possibility of food poisoning. Public health officials check our machines frequently, and if their laboratory samples show a high bacteria count, they can close down the shake machine. Unclean conditions are dangerous to our customers' health. Spills on equipment, dried shake mix in the machine, or leakage in the drip pan. Each can provide a perfect environment for bacteria to multiply by the millions. So here's the point. Don't cut corners. Keep the shake machine clean. Be thorough. Now you're ready for safe and sanitary operations. The next part of this videotape deals with cleaning and sanitizing the shake machine's syrup system. The syrup system should be cleaned and sanitized twice each week before the shake machine is assembled in the morning. And here's how it's done, starting with the syrup tanks. The syrup tanks are at the back of the shake machine, behind this door. They are on this rollout shelf. To remove the air hoses from the tanks, pull up on the sleeve of the quick disconnect coupler. Remove the syrup lines in the same way. Then, take the tanks off the shelf. You'll take them to the sink area. Remove the lid by lifting the locking bar up and lowering the lid partway into the tank. Then tilt the lid and lift it straight out of the tank opening. Empty the syrup from the tanks and once a week discard the leftover syrup. This breaks the yeast mold and bacteria chain that develops in the tanks. The best time to clean and sanitize the syrup system is when the tanks are low on syrup. That way there's less waste. Spray rinse each tank clean with hot water. Then wash each one in your first sink. Spray rinse them again. And sanitize them in your second sink with McD Sanitizer detergent. Mix 1 packet of McD Sanitizer detergent with 2 1/2 gallons of warm, not hot, water. Then, pour 2 gallons into one of the cleaned and sanitized syrup tanks. Now, replace the tank lid and lock it in position. Put the tank back on the tank tray and connect the air pressure and syrup line to the tank. Now, connect the syrup line to the syrup line connection.
Be sure the nozzle is pointed into the bucket before you make the connection, because it comes out awfully fast.
Hold the other end of the syrup line so that the sanitizing solution in the tank flows into a bucket. Allow about 1/2 gallon of sanitizing solution to flow through the syrup line into the bucket. Next, disconnect the syrup line from the machine connection. Then disconnect it from the tank and repeat the procedure for the remaining syrup lines. After all the lines have been flushed, discard the sanitizing solution in the bucket. Refill all the tanks with syrup and put them back on the tank tray. Then, connect the air pressure lines to the proper tanks. You must connect the air pressure lines before you connect the syrup lines. Otherwise, any sanitizing solution that's left in the lines may flow back into the syrup tanks. Then, connect the syrup lines. Install the calibrating valve at the machine connection and purge each syrup line until syrup starts to flow out of the calibrating valve. Calibrate each syrup flavor as explained in the videotape on opening, priming, and calibrating the direct draw shake machine. And that's it. The direct draw shake machine is ready to be assembled for another day.